Yo, what is up guys, Spider Life here. Now, as promised, we're finally gonna do the first official Spider-Man trailer breakdown in our channel. And once again, I'm joined by Space Godzilla.
Yo, what's up?
So if you guys didn't know from the last video, Space Godzilla was actually the one who took over my channel. So now we're just gonna go ahead and, kind of continue off of that. But finally, we're gonna be breaking down the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer. So here we go.
Oh, look at this. This is a good one. Some suggest that Parker's...
Anyways, right from the get-go, this clearly takes place like seconds after Spider-Man Far From Home. Peter is hiding. Peter wants to be away from all the people. Later on in the trailer, we're going to see why. The newspaper, it's the New York Times, so not the Daily Bugle, but you do see Peter Parker's face on the Spider-Man costume. It's him, it's Spider-Minion. So this is not taking place after the Far From Home scene, but it's taking place definitely days because they had, time to make that newspaper. But there's something on the left. What does that say, Brandon? Pray for New York. Pray for New York.
Yeah.
Pray for New York. Cool little, not even Easter eggs, just cool little details that they're adding. Hopefully, allegedly from the set pictures, it looks like this kind of stuff is going to be scattered throughout New York. So definitely going to be interesting to see how this all plays out.
Parker's powers include the male spider's ability to hypnotize females.
Stop, come on.
Yes, my spider lord.
Can we just stay up here all day? It is so crazy down there.
That's right, folks. Spider-Man is in fact Peter Parker.
And obviously, the greatest return of J.K. Simmons. Really excited to see him come back. We saw him in Far From Home and everyone freaked out. I was really excited to see J.K. Simmons come back, but he's not the only Raimi character coming back.
Well, yeah, we're definitely gonna see a lot more.
Did you enjoy J.K. Simmons in the Raimi movies?
Yeah, I mean, obviously he was probably the best live action and voice JJ ever.
Yeah, he set the standards for J. Jonah Jameson. Like, if it weren't for him, I think J. Jonah Jameson would just be something completely different. So he definitely set the standard. We finally see Peter Spider-Man swinging through New York. The last time we saw that was at the end of Far From Home, the scene that takes place seconds before this scene. We see Spider-Man swinging through New York, which is something we haven't seen in the MCU. We see it in the Raimi films, we see it in the Amazing Spider-Man films, but we've never seen that in the MCU other than a slight moment in Avengers Endgame. No, Infinity War actually. But this is the first time we properly see it happen in a Spider-Man film. So I'm really excited to see that too. Hopefully we get more of that. And I mean, yeah, it's just a good takeaway to get from this.
Listen, I did not kill Mysterio. The drones did.
The drones that are yours.
Okay, so huge thing going on here. Spider-Man admitting guilt. I thought that after the events of Far From Home, he was just gonna try to play it out, try to hide it, try to figure a way out of this. But immediately, it looks like he just accepted it. Yeah, okay, I'm Spider-Man. You guys found out. Now let me explain instead of let me hide the fact that I am Spider-Man. I don't know. What's your take on this?
I don't really know there's a way to really hide that he's Spider-Man. It's his face, Mysterio just posted that video of him wearing the suit,
But it didn't show his face. It didn't show his face.
Well, yeah, but it's implied, I guess. But I mean, it's kind of hard to to say, oh, I'm not really him. That's not me. I think he's just trying to defend himself right now. Or maybe his, who knows? Maybe his lawyers hey, you obviously did it. There's no way you can back down, defend yourself like this.
Speaking of lawyers, though, who do you think this is? Do you think the rumors are true?
I mean, all of the rumors we heard, right? They were oh, these characters gonna come back. This could be the story. So it could be, Charlie Cox's Daredevil.
I strongly believe that it is. Allegedly, he did do scenes for Spider-Man No Way Home. I don't think he did scenes as Daredevil. I highly doubt it. Otherwise, they're just shoving a bunch of stuff into this movie, which we're later going to see that it's a very, very packed movie. But I don't think he's going to come back as Daredevil. I definitely think he'll come back as Matt Murdock, and he'll definitely have a bigger, I guess, more significant role as Peter's lawyer. But I think that's where it kind of ends. I don't think it'll go further than that.
So you think it's just this story and that's it? Or
I think this is his introduction role to further in the MCU, because the Daredevil TV show on that didn't really incorporate into the MCU as much as we wanted to. It was kind of its own little thing, but it looks like this would be his official introduction into the MCU. At least I think so.
Does any part of you feel relieved about all this?
So I'm only stopping this here because I noticed this and I wrote it down on my notes. These specific art things on her wall are straight from Homecoming. If you remember in Homecoming, when she was in detention for no reason, she did these little these little doodles. So I thought I would just put
I
point it out.
didn't notice that. I didn't know.
Yeah, I noticed it, and then I just thought I'd definitely include that in there. It's a trailer breakdown, so.
What do you mean?
There's definitely big propaganda around surrounding Spider-Man and his identity. At first, I was kind of like, why? What's the big deal? Every superhero in the MCU, their identity is public. Why is it that with Peter it's a big deal? And then I realized it's because he killed a hero, quote unquote, a hero, Mysterio. So they definitely don't like him for that. And I'm really excited to see this. I don't know about you, but I'm finally excited that something that happened to Spider-Man's life is now affecting both of his lives.
Oh yeah, definitely. Later on, one of the characters asked, you can't live these both lives. You just kind of to pick and choose.
Exactly, and
so that's the dilemma we're dealing with here.
It's exciting to see that finally there's consequences to his whole arc. That's the whole point of Spider-Man, is that he can't live both of his lives to be happy, and it's finally good to see it pay off.
Now that everybody knows, you don't really have to hide or...
Flash Thompson is blonde?
Is it him?
That's him. I don't know why he's blonde. Just is.
Do you think that storyline and Far From Home where like his parents not really missing, but they were like kind of neglecting him? Do you think that'll spill over to this movie, or think there's gonna like?
I think it's gonna be hinted. I don't think they're gonna go deep into it because, like we already said, there's a lot of stuff that's gonna go on in this movie. I think that subplot for now is kind of unnecessary. I don't think it would fit anywhere in this movie. That's what I'm trying to say. What I will see for sure, what we'll probably see for sure, is Flash Thompson's reaction to Peter being Spider-Man. Because in the Homecoming films and the Far From Home films, he was a huge Spider-Man fan, and he hated Peter. So I definitely want to see that unfold for sure. I want to see how that turns out.
Lie to people.
For the record, I never wanted to lie to you. But how do you tell someone that you're Spider-Man?
So something else that's on here is the Spider-Man Far From Home suit. Now, if you didn't notice, it's a very small detail. But do you remember how in the Far From Home suit, there was like a little black line under the belt that was for his web cartridges?
Not here.
It's not here anymore. I don't think it's gonna mean anything because clearly this shot takes place seconds after Far From Home. So I don't think it means anything. I think it's just a subtle change that the costume designers wanted to go on a different route. I don't think it means anything though. It looks cleaner like this though. I don't like how it looks like this.
Now everybody knows. But this isn't about me. This is hurting a lot of people.
Once again, I like the fact that he's saying this isn't about me. This is hurting a lot of people. Bringing in the fact that there's going to be stakes here. And I like that they showed Aunt May here specifically because I don't know if you remember, but for Far From Home, I was really, really mad that at the end of Homecoming, they showed that Peter revealed his identity to Aunt May and Aunt May's just cool with it. I hate the fact that Aunt May's just cool with it. You would think that after losing Uncle Ben, she would worry about Peter, like where did he go? How is he doing? Why is he doing this? It would be something she would worry about. So I really hated how she was okay with that. So I'm glad that she's in here and that Peter's realizing that her knowing his identity affects everyone.
Yeah, I wasn't really a fan of her character in the last two movies, but since like this whole movie kind of has a little different of a tone change, I think she will take it more serious. I don't know, it's kind of weird because she already knew his identity, and now that the public knew about it, like how's she gonna feel about it?
I've just been thinking about how to fix all of this.
So, Peter, to what do I owe the pleasure?
I'm sorry to bother you, sir.
Please, we saved half the universe together. I think we're beyond you calling me sir.
Okay, Steven.
That feels weird, but I'll allow it.
When Mysterio revealed my identity, my entire life got screwed up. I was wondering if maybe you could make it so that he never did.
Strange.
Don't cast that spell. It's too dangerous.
Fine. I won't. The entire world is about to forget that Peter Parker is Spider-Man.
Yeah, so I believe his name is Wong in the MCU. He tells him to not cast a spell because it's too dangerous. It can unleash something that we don't know, aka the multiverse. I saw a lot of posts on Twitter saying Doctor Strange is irresponsible for doing that. And a lot of people saying, yeah, but this is the same guy who, texted and was driving. Yes, that is true. He was irresponsible. Quote, he was irresponsible until he became Doctor Strange and learned consequences of everything that happened. In the same movie, Doctor Strange, which is probably one of the best, not the best, but I mean the better MCU films, he grows. He grows from an irresponsible person, becomes a more responsible you know, Doctor Strange. That's what we see in that movie. We see that in Infinity War. We see that in Endgame. The whole reason he gave up so easily in Infinity War is because he knew what was going to happen. Was a responsible person. He made a responsible choice. That whole argument of like Doctor Strange is irresponsible day one, it doesn't apply here.
Nah, I believe it. Yeah, something's going on right here that we don't know.
He's either being manipulated by someone, or we can, let's say that this is Doctor Strange. There's nothing going on, and this is him making choice on himself. Then the writers just kind of screwed up, because now all the character development that Doctor Strange has gone through just it's kind of thrown out the window for the sake of the plot of the movie.
Wait, everyone? Can't some people still know?
That's not how the spell works.
So MJ's gonna forget about everything we've ever been through?
Stop tampering with the spell.
Oh my God, Ned, he's my best friend. Oh, my Aunt May should really know. Stop talking. What just happened?
We tampered with the stability of space-time. The multiverse is a concept about which we...
So right here, this is a common thing in Doctor Strange. You know, always see like these world bending stuff, but it looks like right here, hopefully it's what I'm hoping, that this is after he casts the spell and they're going through wormholes to see which reality. See, that's the thing about this that I'm not sure how it's going to play out. Give me your best theories, but do you think that he's completely just erasing everyone's mind, or they're going into different realities to see which one better fits Peter?
There's some I hear people talking that he might go to like a different world, and then that world is like obviously identical to him, but it's not really.
That's what I'm thinking too, because before the trailer I was like, oh, the spell is gonna accidentally cause the multiverse to open and then they're just gonna leak into his world. That's what I was, but now it's something completely different. That theory is out of the window. If so though, let's say he hopping through multiple realities to see which one best suits him. The whole Tobey and Andrew popping up thing would kind of be erased in a weird way. It will, but it won't. Peter ends up just being a variant of those Peters. Not, does that make sense? It's like,
I guess I think they're trying to do like, you know how there's like different like Earths, like this number Earth and this number Earth. I think that's what they're trying to do, like bring into this.
See, the problem here is if they're looking for a different reality where people don't know that he's Spider-Man and he's just a variant, then him hopping into other realities gets rid of the Peter from that world and replaces it with him.
What if if he's looking for another world, he meets like another like Tom version of him?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
And so he's gonna have to like replace him or something.
Yeah,
it's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's weird, but like I said, hopefully it plays better out.
You know, frighteningly little.
Electricity. A lot of people are saying the little storm that's going around is Sandman. What do you think?
Well, not this shot, but there's another shot where it looks like lightning hits and then there's like sand coming out, and then but the way the sand looks like I don't know, like the way like Sandman Spider-Man 3, like he like moves around. It kind of has like a face. So I do think it is Sandman because he was rumored, right? So obviously.
But it could just be like maybe they gave Electro different powers where instead of just electricity, you can kind of make like a mini thunderstorm, maybe. But yeah, Electro, that's definitely Electro. I don't see that being anyone else.
And since they're saying, you know, like all different Spider-Man variants, maybe this could be a different Electro variant.
And see, and that's where I worry, because if it's an Electro variant, then it's not truly Electro from the Amazing Spider-Man series.
If it's not original, you know, blue Electro, then would Andrew Spider-Man, like, I don't know, how would he like confront him?
That's
like,
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's like, then it wouldn't be Andrew Spider-Man and it wouldn't be Tobey Spider-Man. It's so weird. Like, this is why we need a first official trailer. But anyways, aside from the villains, cool little Easter egg, the Daily Bugle. The Daily Bugle car is right there on the right. I guess the Daily Bugle is gonna be more involved this time around, which is a good thing to see. We did not see it as much. Well, we didn't see it at all in Far From Home other than J. Jonah Jameson's appearance, but that was it. But in Homecoming and Far From Home, we didn't see it. And finally, it looks like the Daily Bugle will be incorporated the MCU. And I don't know if this will affect the other MCU films. If they're gonna show the Daily Bugle in other films, would be kind of cool. But they're definitely playing a huge role in the Spider-Man series.
The problem is you trying to live two different lives.
For some reason, the effect here looks really weird. I don't know why it looks kind of cheap to me, but it just does. I don't know what that box is that he's holding. It has the logo for the Sanctum Sanctorum. It has the logo that's on the necklace that Doctor Strange is wearing. Maybe it's the suit that Doctor Strange gives him.
Well, obviously that box would probably be like a kind of like a plot point, I guess.
Peter was really anxious to get his hands on the box, and Doctor Strange was like, hey, you gotta wait, and just kind of pushes him off.
The longer you do it, the more dangerous it becomes.
Happy Hogan is back. I don't know what this scene in particular is. Maybe this scene happens after Peter's identity is revealed and they try to stop, Happy Hogan and question him what's going on, etc. But I don't think he's gonna have a significant. I don't think. Pretty much what I'm saying is every character from the previous Spider-Man MCU films, I don't think they're gonna have a significant role here as rather the big guys. Throughout the whole film, we don't see any amazing Spider-Man references except this one, which allegedly the Lizard. This is the Lizard. I don't know what to make out of this. I mean, what is going on here exactly? I thought this was where Doctor Strange was casting the spell for the first time, and alternate realities were kind of popping up to show him what it could be like. That's what I thought too. But then I looked at what Peter was wearing, and he's not wearing the same casual outfit that he was wearing earlier. Yeah. Therefore, this is taking place later, definitely more later on. I don't know if it's the Lizard. I'm really excited. At least this is our first hint to the Amazing Spider-Man series, which I'm really happy. But
I mean, it is really dark to see, but he did make a little animal screeching sounds. So it's basically the Lizard. I don't know what else to say.
So we see Peter here wearing his, I guess it's called the integrated suit now. I'm not entirely sure what it's called, but it's the black and gold one. Clearly, this could possibly, and I hope it is, the final battle. It could be Sandman and Electro. I mean, that's definitely 100% Electro. Don't know if that's Sandman or not, though.
But I mean, it is kind of weird because it looks like Sandman's kind of covering the electricity, kind of protecting Peter.
Oh, right.
I don't know if you can see it, but I heard from what people saying that this Sandman is from after his his arc ended, he became more of a good guy, right?
Right.
So maybe they're saying oh, this is Sandman, repaying back, what Peter kind of helped him out. So maybe. Or maybe he's just Electro's charging him up so he could beat him up.
I don't think he's charging him up because I see an electrical tower right next to it on the top left. So I definitely don't think it's that. But it is interesting to see that both times we've seen Sandman and Electro, they're together. If and when this is Sandman, they're both together. What I'm hoping is if and when this is the same Electro from the Amazing Spider-Man series, is that during some multiversal thing that happened, he just turned yellow. I hope it's as simple as that. Okay, here's the big ones. Here are the big ones. The Green Goblin pumpkin bomb from the Sam Raimi films. Now, this looks CGI. I can see why they wanted to just bounce and roll a specific way. I know a lot of people are gonna get mad that I'm nitpicky saying that this is CGI, but in the Raimi films, a lot of most of the time it wasn't CGI, other than the time that it blowed up. Obviously, I really would like to see a practical one. This is the Goblin's pumpkin bomb, so this is the Raimi pumpkin bomb.
It's right there, it's Green Goblin. So they're back for sure.
They're definitely back. My question is how. I'm still confused as to how Spider-Man 1 ended with him dying. My question for, I guess, the Green Goblin is, how does he come back? If so, this is taking place in the same battlefield that the other fight's going to be taking. I'm genuinely, I'm confused. How does this happen? I don't have a proper theory, but
my guess is that when the multiverse shifted, I don't know. This is my guess. When Peter was about to kill, not Peter, Norman was about to kill Peter with the glider, he just automatically disappears and he doesn't die. And he gets thrown here, and then before Doc Ock dies, he gets thrown in. So I don't know.
I could see that. I could definitely see that. At least with Goblin's arc, we can know he was about to die, hating Peter. He was ready to kill him. That was the whole point. So that I can see.
Be careful what you wish for, Parker.
A lot of people were, questioning the suit he's wearing here. A lot of people are saying this is the Peter Parker suit from Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 3. And, if we see it next to each other, yeah, this is the exact same texture, the exact same. It's down to the last detail, basically. But why? Which goes back to the earlier claim of, if he's thrown into the Raimi-verse, is he just replacing Tobey's Peter Parker instead of actually meeting Tobey's Peter Parker?
I feel like this could be a stretch, but I feel like this scene is Tobey, but Tom is filling in for the trailer. And what might happen is that, when it shifted, he was shifting during Spider-Man 3. I guess when he was about to tell MJ he will marry her or something, or when Harry fights Peter, and this is when he gets shifted. So that's why he's wearing the same clothes. But that's just what I'm thinking. But it is really weird that he's wearing the same.
Yeah, that's what I don't get. It's just so weird. Like, why is he wearing it? There's no point unless he's literally replacing Tobey's Spider-Man in his universe. If so, it looks like this is all happening in the same place of the fight. Is this taking place like right after he wore that suit? Either ways, Tobey's wearing that suit at night. Why is he wearing this in the morning? It's so confused. I'm really, really confused.
Maybe he just had time to change.
I guess so. He goes to Tobey's apartment. If we see Tobey's apartment in this, I'll be.
Hello, Peter.
All right, so big one, of course, the biggest one, the first official reveal. Not head to toe, but we see his face, we see it's the actor, we know 100% it's Alfred Molina. Based on the arms, based on what he's wearing, based on his glasses, this is Alfred Molina. This is Sam Raimi's Doc Ock. Really excited. I mean, there's nothing more to dissect other than the fact that it's him. Like, that's his clothes. Put a picture side by side. That's him. It looks a little different.
It's CG. I can definitely tell it is.
Yeah.
It's not like a fully CG, but they're like making him look younger. But I feel like they made him a little bit too younger. I don't know. That's.
I feel the same way, because in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, he didn't look like young. I get he's older now, but he wasn't like crazy old. Yeah, he does look a little younger. For some reason, that jacket just looks CG to me. Or is that just me?
I think so too. Like, it just doesn't feel like someone's like standing there.
Yeah. Other than his face. But it's still CG. I mean, I don't get me wrong, but I'm really excited to see him back. He's part of my biggest issue here is that they're gonna ruin his arc. He had a perfect arc in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2. It was perfect. He learned that what he was doing was wrong. He got better. I really, really like that. I'm almost scared to say that they're gonna ruin that here. In an interview, Alfred Molina did say that it does take place after the events of Spider-Man 2. So I don't know. It's scary. Yeah, I don't know.
Are they gonna bring him back alive?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. It's really weird. I don't know. I hope it plays out good. I hope the writing is good for it. I hope that it doesn't become just something that they pulled out of their ass so they can make it work for all the fans. I really, really hope this is something good and they make it work. That's my only worry. I don't know if you have any worries, but that's my worry. Another thing is he does suit up as Spider-Man on broad daylight in front of everyone. So did the spell not work? Is he still out as Spider-Man? I'm still really, really confused as to what's going on.
Oh yeah, I didn't notice that.
Like yeah. You see how it's just like the more you focus on it, the more questions you get. Because like, why is he becoming Spider-Man broad daylight? Another theory that I have is that, well, obviously for Alfred Molina, when he popped up, I don't think he's talking to Tom's Spider-Man. I really, really think he's talking to Tobey. Yeah. I really think he's talking to Tobey.
That's why I feel like this is for the trailer. This is not Tom. This is supposed to be Tobey. But it is so unlike Tobey, to be like out in the public and just suit up like that.
Right.
Alfred's Doc Ock would not really know anything about about Tom Spider-Man.
Yeah, nothing. Like there's no reason he should know. It's so weird. I don't know what to make out of it.
Unless he has a grasp of the multiverse and he's like, oh shoot, there's different Spider-Man and they're like exactly like the one I fought in my world. They're all my enemies now, I guess.
Even then though, that's a little too cartoony for a villain on screen. Yeah. Like, I'm gonna hate him because he's Spider-Man. I mean, I definitely don't think Alfred Molina's talking to Tom Spider-Man. He's definitely talking to Tobey Spider-Man. Two different shots, but it's just weird that still regardless, he's still suiting up in broad daylight. I don't know. Anyways, I guess a little Easter egg here would be the George Washington Bridge. This is where Gwen Stacy died. We'll see where it else takes place. Maybe that thing in the back is where Tobey fought Venom and Sandman. I don't know. Maybe. I doubt it, but
wait. If that was the place, then what's Tom doing in Tobey's New York world?
Again, I don't know. It's just a bunch of questions.
Wait, like, all of the main events gonna happen in the Raimi world?
Well, this is just one teaser. We still haven't even seen the official one, so I doubt it. Another thing I'm afraid of is, what if like these villains are only there for like 3 to 5 minutes just to introduce the alternate multiverses, and then nothing happens?
Yeah, that's probably the biggest one, because I do not want them to just waste on like 5 minutes of them being here and then that's it. Like,
yeah, I want them to have a full story.
I want it to be like, if they're gonna give us, the live action Spider-Verse, give us like a 3-hour movie, go all out, that's what I want.
Or, it's fine. Let's say they show him for 5 minutes. Sure. If this is a setup, for a full-length live-action Spider-Verse for Spider-Man 4. Not Sam Raimi Spider-Man 4, but, you know, MCU Spider-Man 4. That, I can let it slide. Like, if it's a setup and then we're gonna see them come back anyways, I'm down for that. I really am. But only if and when that's the case. I mean, yeah, I'm really excited. Spider-Man No Way Home comes out exclusively in movie theaters December 17th. Really excited. You know we're going to be there even before day one. We're going to be watching that. We're going to be sitting there. We're going to laugh. We're going to cry. And we're going to enjoy it. Hopefully, yeah, I guess more news to come very, very soon. Stay tuned for more.
You know, put your comments down below, whatever you have, and keep on swinging.